as the flag will go up here shortly and we get ready for starting lineups. Both teams making the way. Coaches shaking hands with both sets of players, obviously on the opposite team there. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. 24, 33, 40, and 41. There we go. Forgot to mark the starters for Steelville in my book, but we'll get here in just a second. Going to have a great time here tonight. A good crowd for Steelville across the way. About, say, half the bleacher full. And Johnson City here as well. About, call it 60% full. Be nice to see you guys coming out the last two games against Goreville and Cesar-Lear. Leading off for the Steelville Warriors will be a junior. He is number 23, Cannon Ruby. Another junior, number 24, Tyler Ingalls. A sophomore, number 33, Nathan Whithoff. A senior, the only senior on the team, number 40, Noah Feeney. And another junior, it's number 41, Hayden Sternberg. The Warriors are coached by Aaron Feeney, assisted by Barry Gubhart, another assistant, Michael Parks, and the third assistant, Aaron Hood. The Steelville Warriors are wearing black jerseys, white trim, and blue numbers. That'll be a little difficult to see at times, but we'll do the best we can here. And now everybody stands here on this side for the introduction of our Johnston City Indians. Leading off wearing number 1, he's a senior, Wade Galbraith. Number 3 on the jersey number, he is a senior, or he's not a senior, sorry, he's a junior, Nolan Causey. Number 12, also a senior, it is A.J. Butler. Next up is a 5'10 junior. He's a guard, number 21, Seth Rice. And wearing number 35, he's a 6'2 sophomore. He's a forward, Carson Murrah. Indians are coached by Scott Brzezinski, assisted by Will Carmichael. Johnson City Indian cheerleaders out in front of us now as they do their cheer. Coach Scott Brzezinski is in the huddle over by their bench, ready to go. Talking about the scouting report, I'm sure. Eight minutes up on the clock, ready for this matchup between the Steelville Warriors and your Johnston City Indians. Thank you for tuning in, turning us on, whether you're listening on the YouTube channel of Johnson City High School Sports, you're listening to the legendary WGGH on AM 1150, 98.1, or WGGH.net, and of course worldwide on our app. Search WGGH Radio on iOS or Android. Number 40, Noah Feeney, is in the center circle, as is number 12, A.J. Butler. Here's the tip, and it is knocked out of bounds off of H.A. Butler. It will be Steelville basketball over in front of the Johnson City bench. And Steelville's ball out of bounds, 7:57 left here in the first quarter. No score. Getting started with a tip out of bounds. Top of the key is Steelville. That is number 23. That is Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball. Top of the key between the circles. Now comes over here to Feeney. Feeney back to Ruby. Ruby top of the key. Ruby three ball. Good. Cannon Ruby scores 3. And that's how we start this ball game, down by 3. Johnson City headed back the other way. 7:35 left here in the first quarter. Not Connor Mowry. That is Nolan Causey. Causey top of the key. Heads off to Seth Rice. Rice with the basketball down to Murrah. Murrah looking side to side. Gets the ball off, and it's off the glass, but he's fouled. And he'll get 2 shots at the line. The foul is going to be on Black 33, that is Nathan Withoff. That's going to be his first. Carson Murrah is going to go to the line. Shot is up and no good. It bounces off the back of the rim. 7:22 left here in the first quarter as we get started here at Johnson City High School. Shot is up and good. Carson makes one of two. He's 50% from the line. Now back down the other way. Ruby with the basketball. Throws it back over to Ingles. Ingles back over to... That was Ruby. Ruby made it down between the defense and was able to put up another two. He's got 5 points up on the night so far. All 5 points as Nolan Causey scores two. A little jumper from 7 feet away. Ruby with the basketball as he crosses the timeline. 6:51 left here in the first quarter. Back over to Ingles. Ingles back to Ruby. Top of the key. Goes into the side. Now goes out to Feeney. Feeney three ball. No. And it hits out of bounds off the top of the top of the backboard. And it will be Johnson City basketball out of bounds. Seth Rice out of bounds for the Tribe as he inbounds to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball. Crossing the timeline. And now top of the key between the circles. It gets to A.J. Butler. Butler on the far left side. Goes to Galbraith. Galbraith back to Rice here on the right-hand side. Rice looking side to side. Now to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball here in the right corner. Causey looking side to side. He floats it into Murrah. Murrah off the glass. Good for two. Carson Murrah has 3 points up on the board. It's a tie ball game, knotted at 5. Now here's Ruby. Ruby crossing the timeline. 6:10 left here in the first quarter. Now back to Ruby. Ruby top of the key between the circles as he dribbles with his left hand, right hand. Now back to Feeney on the right side. Back to Ruby. Top of the key. Three ball. It's good. And Cannon Ruby has all 8 points of Steelville. 5:55 left here in the first quarter. Nolan Causey with the basketball. Top of the key between the circles. As he looks, finds Rice on the left-hand side. Now back to Galbraith. Top of the key. Now back to Nolan Causey. Causey, three ball, no good. It's off the tip of the rim. Seth Rice with the putback and one. He gets fouled. Seth Rice puts up two. He'll get to the old-fashioned three-point play. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left as there is a foul on Noah Feeney. That's going to be his first, team's second. Sorry for getting just a little excited there. Seth Rice dribbles at the line. Shot is and good. Seth Rice makes the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's back, knotted at 8. 5:37 left here in the first quarter. Ruby, he finds number 33. That's Withoff. Withoff with the basketball, goes back door to Ruby. Ruby throws it up, no good, and it is knocked off of Noah Feeney. It's out of bounds, and it will be Johnson City basketball. 5:27 left here in the first quarter, knotted at 8 here in first quarter action. 5:25 left as Nolan Causey brings the basketball, crossing the timeline, throws off to Galbraith. Galbraith top of the key now, dribbles over here to the right-hand side, tries to get down on the baseline, pushed out of bounds, no call, as Steelville comes down with a rebound to Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball coming back the other way as he crosses the timeline, and now resets the offense. Looking over to Withoff. Withoff down in the paint, gets tripped, no call from the referee as A.J. Butler brings the basketball back down to the opposite side. Gets a strong arm from the defender of Steelville. Goes down in the paint, tripped, and there is a call on that one. As it'll be on Tyler Ingles. That'll be his first, team's third. And the coach for Steelville is pleading to the ref, hey, got to watch both sides. And the ref saying that was a little different. And here we go. Inbounded to Galbraith. Galbraith with the basketball. And who are they going to call that one on? They're going to call it on Galbraith, yep. His first, team's first. It'll be Steelville out of bounds. 4:50 left here in the first quarter. Tie ball game at 8. As Cannon Ruby stands out of bounds. And ball is inbounded. Over to Cannon Ruby. Ruby looking, goes over to Ingles. Ingles to Withoff. Withoff to Feeney. Feeney back to Cannon Ruby. And Cannon Ruby puts up another 2. And he's got 10 points. All of 10 points of Steelville's points up on the board. Nolan Causey with the basketball now, but top of the key between the circles. A.J. Butler, three ball from Stephen Curry range. and it's rebounded by Noah Feeney. Back to Cannon Ruby, the point guard, the main point guard for Steelville. 4:18 left here in the first quarter as Johnson City trails by 2, 8-10. And Feeney shoots a three, good. Noah Feeney scores three, and Coach Scott Brzezinski wants a timeout. 4:07 left here in the first quarter. It is Steelville 13, Johnson City 8. We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
Energy, we're proud to support the community and proud to support the Johnston City Indians and Lady Indians. Foresight Energy is now hiring for both its mock mining and Viking mining operations. For more information on how you can apply, visit us online at foresight.com. At Foresight Energy, we not only believe in the future of coal, we're building it. Find out more at foresight.com. Go Tribe!
After the timeout by Coach Scott Brzezinski, Johnson City inbound in the basketball. It's Seth Rice on to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball, coming into the front court as he looks over here to Galbraith. Galbraith down to A.J. Butler. Butler spins, tries to get it in, and there's going to be a traveling call. And now Steelville fans are up with applause after that was called. 3:55 left here in the first quarter. A 5-point lead by Steelville currently, 13-8. 3:50 left here as Cannon Ruby takes the basketball, throws it over to the right-hand side. He's looking side to side, trying to get the cutting man, can't do it. Looking left, looking right as he goes back down into the corner to number 5, that is Newby. Newby with the basketball. He's looking side to side, goes down to Noah Feeney. Feeney into the lane, up off the glass for 2, and he's fouled. Noah Feeney scores 2. He'll get a chance of the old-fashioned three-point play. Foul is on Carson Murrah. That's going to be his first, team's second of the quarter. Noah Feeney will go to the line to shoot 1. Shot is up and good, and that was no doubter. As soon as he released it, he started running back towards the opposite end of the court. Galbraith with the basketball, the quick breakaway to Carson Murrah. He puts up 2. He's our leading member for the Johnny Logan. Why would you go to Rail star of the game? He's got 5 points already just here in the first quarter. Carson Murrah really coming into his own here in the late half of the season. Noah Feeney going up for 2. No good. It was deflected by Murrah. Murrah and Noah Feeney throws the ball away. It'll be Johnson City basketball out of bounds. 3:07 left here in the first quarter. It is a 6-point deficit to Johnson City, 16-10. Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball. A.J. Butler from top of the key, no good. Carson Murrah comes up with the rebound, trying to do something with it. Goes up, no good, and it is stripped by Noah Feeney. Feeney with the basketball as he goes back over to Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball now, down in the paint, no. And Carson Murrah will get a jump ball call, and it is in the possession of Johnson City. 2:40 left here in the first quarter. Seth Rice with the basketball, inbounds to Nolan Causey. Nolan Causey looks over to Seth Rice. Rice with the basketball now to A.J. Butler, top of the key. Now back to Galbraith. Galbraith looking side to side, down into the free throw line, goes over to Rice. Rice stops, fakes a 3, goes back to Murrah. Murrah picked up his foot before he put the ball down, and it's a traveling call. 2:20 left here in the first quarter. 16-10 is still the score. Steelville ahead by 6. Inbound it is Newby. He goes to Cannon Ruby. Newby and Ruby I'm going to have to be careful with. A little too close together. Now over to Rednar. Rednar back to Newby. Newby looking over and goes to Feeney. Feeney back to Newby. Newby looking side to side. He goes to number 41, that is Sternberg. Sternberg goes up for 2 and scores. Hayden Sternberg scores 2. It's 18-10 as Nolan Causey goes down in the paint, up off the glass. He's fouled, but he'll get 2 shots. And that is on Rednar. It's going to be his first, team's 4th, as Nolan Causey will go to the line to shoot 2. Minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Shot is up and no good. It rims out as Galbraith and Carson Murrah is being replaced by Evan Sanders. Last night we talked about Evan Sanders being told to tuck in his jersey. One shot coming from Nolan Causey. Shot is up and no good as Evan Sanders comes down with a rebound. Back to Nolan Causey. 3-ball, no, off the front of the rim. And ball is knocked out of bounds. It's a foul on Evan Sanders. That'll be his first, team's third. Minute 45 left here in the first quarter. Out of bounds for Steelville. 18-10 is your score. Ruby with the basketball, bringing it up the court as he throws off to Feeney. Feeney with the basketball now, finding Newby. Newby back to Ruby. Ruby with the basketball now down in the paint, looking for the open man. Can't do it. Finds Sternberg. Sternberg tries a little jumper from the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by A.J. Butler. Butler coming back the other way. Butler with the basketball down in the paint, up off the glass. No good as the rebound tries to get thrown to Johnson City, but it is going to be touched by Johnson City just as it went out of bounds. Minute 16 left here in the first. 18-10 is the score. Johnson City trails. Ruby with the basketball as he's talking to Whithoff. Whithoff now with the basketball for Steelville. Steelville looking into Sternberg. Sternberg back to Ruby. Backdoor off the glass. Good for two. And Ruby will have another 2 points, and he'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Basket's good. The foul is on Evan Sanders. That's going to be his second. And minute 3 left here on the first quarter clock. Shot is up, and Ruby makes his free throw. So far, Steelville is 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Minute left here in the first quarter. Seems like this first quarter is taking 3 quarters to play it. Nolan Causey with the basketball over to Gail Galbraith. Galbraith looking, right it down, and down into the paint. Spins, jump shot, no good. It's blocked as he comes back out, top of the key. It throws it back down to Sanders. Sanders almost loses the basketball, regains possession, and he throws it on the baseline down to who? It's last touched by Steelville. It was to Nolan Causey, and Causey fell over as Steelville pulled it out of his hands but touched the out-of-bounds line. So it's Johnson City basketball out of bounds. 39.3 seconds left here in the first quarter. As Nolan Causey's into Sanders. Sanders puts it up, and he's fouled. That's going to be, I believe, on Ruby. 33, I'm sorry, that is on Whithoff. That's his second, team's fifth. Sanders would be shooting 2 anyway, as Johnson City goes to the line to shoot 2. 37.6 seconds as Sanders rims it in and out. And we have who? Trey Johnson coming into the basketball game. And in the basketball game is number 44. That is Brown. No relation to our Austin. There is a missed free throw again from Evan Sanders as 33 seconds ticks off the clock here. And first quarter action at Johnson City. 21-10 is the score. Johnson City trails. Now back up to Sternberg. Sternberg top of the key. So he goes over here to Brown. Brown with the basketball. Now top of the key once again. He goes back over to number 3. That's Valet. Valet back over here to number 23. That's Ruby. Ruby looking side to side as he gets the ball back with 12 seconds left. Out by half court. He dribbles right again as he tries to cross over. Does down to the free throw line, down into the paint. And there's a charge. Good charge taken by Evan Sanders. Sanders took that charge, and that was going to be on 23, Ruby. That's his first, team's fifth. And we are going to have Nolan Causey replacing Seth Rice as Trey Johnson is in there as well. Into A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball, 2 more seconds. One half-court shot is no good. And it is the end of the first quarter. It is the Steelville Warriors 21, Johnson City 10. We'll be right back listening to the legendary WGGH.
The Johnston City Indians strive for excellence in athletics. And at Johnston City Unit 1 schools, the administration, Board of Education, and faculty strive for excellence in the classroom as well. The mission of Johnston City Schools is to prepare their students for life in the 21st century. Johnston City teachers and coaches want to produce students who are value-driven, problem-solving, critical thinkers ready for life beyond high school. From math champions to sports champions, Johnston City has set the bar high. Good luck, Indians, in all your endeavors from Johnston City Unit 1.
And we are back here to the ball game. 22 seconds left here before the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the scoring summary, Nolan Causey, he's got 2 points up on the board. Seth Rice has 3. Carson Murrah is our leading scorer with 5 so far here in the ball game. "21 points scored by Steelville in that first. They were 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. 3 3-pointers, the rest were 2s. And now it is out of bounds for Steelville. Steelville with the basketball as they dribble up top of the key. Now to Ruby. Ruby with the basketball. They're leading a point scorer as it goes down into the paint. Stolen by Evan Sanders and back over to Nolan Causey. 7:45 left here in the second quarter. Johnson City looking to get back in the game here. Nolan Causey with the basketball, top of the key between the circles. Finds Galbraith here on the right-hand side as Galbraith looks inside and Evan Sanders at the free throw line. Back to Nolan Causey. Causey tries to go baseline, cut off by the defense of the Warriors. Causey with the basketball, gets a screen set from Sanders. Sanders goes back out on the baseline, back out to Causey. Causey, 3-ball, good! Nolan Causey! 7:18 left here in the second quarter, and it is 21-13. An 8-point deficit now as Johnson City looks it back to Ruby. Ruby looking over and misses the ball. It is touched by Galbraith, and nope, it's going to be a foul on Galbraith, I believe. Yes, it was. It's a foul on Galbraith, and that is going to be his second foul, team's first of the quarter. And it'll be Murrah coming back in and going to replace Galbraith. Galbraith as the ball is inbounded to Steelville. Steelville looking inside, tries to get it back up top. They do to Cannon Ruby. Their leading point scorer and leading point guard as Steelville fakes the three, goes on the baseline, throws it over the basket as Nolan Causey comes up with the rebound. Nolan Causey back the other way as he tries to sidestep, go into the paint. He's fouled, and he's fouled hard as he hits the deck. 33, that's going to be on Nathan Whithoff, and that is going to be his third, team's first of the quarter. Nolan Causey will get 2 more attempts here from the charity stripe. 6:48 left here in the second quarter. Shot is up and no good as it bounces off the side of the rim. Into the basketball game comes number 5, that is Newby. And there was one other substitution. I'm trying to find that number now. Shot is up and good. Nolan Causey goes 1 for 4 so far from the charity stripe. 6:47 left here in the second quarter. And Steelville takes the ball across the timeline. Back over to Ruby. Ruby with the basketball now, the free throw line. Jump shot, no good. Too strong off the back as Carson Murrah comes up big with the rebound. Now to A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball as he's being bumped the entire way. Gets hit in the face. Now back to Trey Johnson. Johnson with the basketball to Nolan Causey. Causey going on the baseline. Jump shot. No good. And it's rebounded once again by Cannon Ruby. And a reach in by A.J. Butler. Reach in foul on number 12, A.J. Butler. That's his first, team's second. So thankfully we are staying out of foul trouble. And Carson Murrah, the big game last night, even with 4 fouls out on the floor. And he did a lot for us for the Tribe last night against Waltonville. Ruby with the basketball. Sorry, not Ruby. That was Newby with the basketball. Adu Feeney. Feeney misses. Goes to Cannon Ruby. Ruby dips it off to Sternberg. Sternberg goes in. Charge. And he hit hard into the chest of Nolan Causey. And Sternberg is going to be called for that one. That's going to be his first. Team's second, excuse me. And Trey Johnson inbounds to Nolan Causey. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. A 7-point trail for Johnson City. As Causey takes the basketball here to the right-hand side, goes it back over to A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball to the free throw line, throws it over to Trey Johnson. Johnson with the basketball now, throws it back to Nolan Causey. Causey, three ball, no good. And it is rebounded by Cannon Ruby for Steelville. Back to Feeney, and back to Ruby. Ruby with the basketball as he sets a screen against Nolan Causey. Ruby taking the basketball all the way across and down to the baseline. Can't do anything with it, doesn't have anybody to help him. Long three ball is no good off the back of the rim from Steelville as Nolan Causey takes the basketball, throws it ahead to A.J. Butler. Butler gets fouled on the way in, no call. Murrah with the putback, good for two. Carson Murrah. He's got 7 points. He's our leading scorer once again as Nolan Causey had previously taken it away from him. Now there is a travel call on Steelville as he picked up his pivot foot, trying to set his pace. That was number 24, Tyler Ingalls. 5:04 left here in the second quarter as it is a 5-point deficit now for Johnson City. And technical foul called against the Indians. I believe that was on, it was on A.J. Butler. They missed the first one from that one. And they make the second. That was Ruby on the line. Missed the first one, made the second. And they are asking a fan to leave. .504 left here in the second quarter as it is a 6-point deficit, 22-16 for the Tribe as the fan is leaving currently. 5:04 left here in the second quarter. Ruby's ready for the inbound pass from Rednauer for Steelville. And the game is paused waiting on that. Don't forget, next week we're going to have 2 games here at Johnson City High School. We're going to have Goreville on Tuesday night. We're going to have Cesar-Valliere on Thursday night. That's both here at Johnson City High School. Look forward to seeing you here cheering on the Tribe. And the fan leaving the gymnasium, being walked out by the staff here at Johnson City. 5:02 left here in the second quarter as Rednauer takes basketball here on the left side. Johnson City starting to get loud, especially the cheerleading crew. They're on my right-hand side. And into the paint is a fight for the basketball. There's going to be a jump ball call that's going to be in possession of Johnson City. 4:47 left here in the second quarter, a 6-point lead for the Warriors. The other Tribe, technically. Nolan Causey taking the basketball, crossing the timeline. Goes over to Seth Rice here on the right-hand side. Goes back to Murrah, top of the key. Murrah looking side to side. Goes to Nolan Causey, down on the baseline. He's pushed, no call. Goes back out to Seth Rice. Rice with the basketball to Trey Johnson. Johnson with the basketball now, top of the key. Goes back out to Nolan Causey, resetting the offense. 4:25 left here in the second quarter as Nolan Causey goes top of the key between the circles. Throws over to Seth Rice on the left-hand side. Rice going to Johnson. Johnson looking side to side. Comes back over here to the right-hand side. Little jumper. Nope. He fakes it. And it gets knocked. And it is tipped by Steelville. 4:10 left here in the second quarter as Nolan Causey takes the basketball and throws over there to Seth Rice. Rice with the basketball looking side to side. And he is going to be called for a double dribble. And Coach saying, hey, just, don't panic. Just, take your time. Do what you need to do. 4:01 left here in the second quarter, 22-16. Johnson City trails over to Rednauer. Rednauer with the basketball and throws back to Ruby, top of the key. Ruby looking side to side as he goes down on the baseline, trying to get penetration, can't do it. Finds Sternberg. Sternberg goes up for two. No, and he'll get 2 shots. Carson Murrah will be called for the foul. That's going to be his second. And going to the line will be Sternberg. He will shoot 2. 3:46. Sternberg is good on the first one. And Sternberg has 6 points up on the board. Shot is up and no good as it goes off the front of the rim. Ball is down on the court. Seth Rice has the rebound. Now off to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball, crossing the timeline. 3:39 left here in the second quarter. Off to Trey Johnson, now back over to Galbraith. Galbraith throwing off to Causey. Causey with the basketball down here on the right-hand side. He tries to pick up and loses his dribble, regains his dribble as it's touched by Steelville. Seth Rice with the basketball now down here on the right-hand side, looking for the penetration, gets Galbraith at the free throw line. Galbraith spins up over his top, and it is no good. Back off the rim. Now back Ruby. Ruby comes back the other way for Steelville as he crosses the timeline. 3:11 left here in the second quarter. Now back over to Rednauer. Rednauer with the basketball over on the right-hand side as he throws into Sternberg. Sternberg almost loses it, finds Ruby. Ruby reverse layup, and it's good for 2. Cannon Ruby scores another 2, 25-16, as Nolan Causey made that one being pushed out of bounds. Atlanta, he's got 8 points on the night. He's fighting Carson Murrah for the leading scorer of the ball game. 2:42 left here as he finds Newby. Newby goes over to Finney. Finney back down and goes to Cannon Ruby. Ruby tries to find a penetration, can't do it. He gets back to Newby. Newby goes to Finney. Finney 3-ball, good. Noah Finney scores 3. That's another 3 on the board for him. He's got 6 points. Now looking with 2:22 left as Nolan Causey crosses the timeline. Thinks he's going to get a screen. Does it. Goes back out to Trey Johnson. Johnson with the basketball. Now to Nolan Causey. Causey on the baseline. And he's fouled. It'll be out of bounds. It's going to be on number 5. That is on Newby. And that's team's third. Into the basketball game comes number 24 once again. That's Tyler Ingalls. And the other one is number 3. That is Valet. Out of bounds is Trey Johnson. Johnson with the basketball looking side to side. He finds Galbraith. Galbraith with the basketball going down to the baseline. It's knocked out of bounds off of Steelville. 2:09 left here in the second quarter. 28-18. 10-point deficit for Johnson City. And there's a into Carson Murrah. Murrah 3-ball, no good, as it is rebounded by Steelville. Cannon Ruby, with the basketball. 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. Ruby with the basketball off to Rednauer. Rednauer with the basketball looking side to side on the right-hand side. Now to Sternberg. Sternberg at the free throw line finds Finney. Finney over to Rednauer. Rednauer back to Valet. Valet back over to Ruby. Ruby now with the basketball. Now back to Valet. Valet with the basketball beyond the three-point line. He throws it back up to Ruby. Ruby top of the key as minute 35 ticks off the clock here in the second quarter. Gets a screen, throws it back to Valet. Valet with the basketball, back to Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball on the right-hand side, now back to Valet, top of the key. Valet gets a screen for Sternberg. Sternberg turns around, expecting a pass, no good. It's all back over to Ruby. Ruby looking side to side as it is now being taken back by Bockhorn. Bockhorn goes into Sternberg. Sternberg right at the free throw line. Jump shot off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Galbraith. Galbraith with the basketball as he takes it ahead. Crossing the timeline with a minute left here in the second quarter. Fakes the 3. Goes back over to Rice. Rice tries to throw it into Murrah. Murrah fouls, and that's going to be his third. Carson Murrah is going to get his third. That is the team's 5th. And we're going to the other line to shoot free throws. 54.8 seconds left here in the second quarter. As Sternberg will go to the line to shoot 2. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, he makes the first. And please remember that after 5 fouls now, it is 2 shots from the free throw line. It is no longer the 7 and 10 fouls, respectively, in the halves. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Murrah. Murrah with the basketball as it goes off of the foot of Steelville, and it'll still be Johnson City basketball out of bounds. 51 seconds left here in the second quarter. 29-18 is the score as Johnson City trails. Trey Johnson with the basketball as he throws it over Galbraith's head and loses the basketball, and Galbraith fouls as it were going to be Galbraith's third foul. And we go back to the line to shoot 2 more. Steelville 29, Johnson City 18. Noah Finney heads to the line to shoot 2. Shot is up and good as he makes the first of 2. In the first quarter, Steelville was perfect from the line. They were 2 for 2. So far, they have went 1 for 2 on every attempt from the charity stripe. 49 seconds left. 1 shot for Noah Finney. Will he continue it or will he break the streak? Shot is up and no good as he continues the streak. 1 of 2 as Ruby takes the basketball back for the Warriors. Ruby with the basketball over to Noah Finney. Finney with the basketball looking side to side. 39 seconds left here in the second quarter. Goes back down as he looks back to Ruby. Ruby over to Finney. Finney at the three-point line to Sternberg at the free throw. Back out to Ruby. Ruby with 29 seconds. Back over here to Finney. Finney with the basketball. Now goes back over to number 24. That is Ingles. Ingles looks back to Ruby. Ruby with 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Ingles now with the basketball. Top of the key between the circles. Ingles looks side to side with 14 seconds left. 13, 12. And there's a timeout with 11 seconds left by Steelville. 11.8 seconds left here on the second quarter clock. Steelville 30, Johnson City 18. We'll be right back on the legendary WGGH.
John A. Logan College is proud to support the Johnston City Indians in the classroom and on the playing field. JALC offers area high school students the opportunity to earn college credit while in high school. Students can get a jump start on their college careers while saving money. After high school, students can easily transition to one of the college's career and technical education programs or a traditional baccalaureate transfer program. No matter your path, you will know why everyone says, why would you go anywhere else? Good luck this season and visit us at www.jalc.edu.
Out of bounds is Tyler Ingles for the Warriors as the Warriors inbound and go to number 2. That is Trey Ingles. Ingles with the shot, and that's Ruby, as 3 seconds sit back on the clock. Back in to number 2. That's Trey Ingles, and the ball is tipped up until the buzzer, and that is how we get to halftime. 10 minutes up on the clock for halftime. We will be right back. Steelville Warriors 30, Johnson City 18. We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
The Johnston City Indians strive for excellence in athletics. And at Johnston City Unit 1 schools, the administration, Board of Education, and faculty strive for excellence in the classroom as well. The mission of Johnston City Schools is to prepare their students for life.
rebound as Sternberg will get called for the foul. It's his second, team's first of the quarter. 7:43 left here in the third quarter as Nolan Causey takes the basketball across to the timeline. Looks over to Murrah. Murrah right at the free throw line. He hands it. No, and it's stolen by Cannon Ruby. Ruby back the other way as he goes 2 steps off the rim. No good. Sternberg puts it back up as he went around the side of Murrah, and Cannon Ruby puts it back up for another 2. He's got 2 more points up on the board. It's 18 points total for him. 7:16 left here is A.J. Butler here on the left-hand side. Back over to Galbraith. Galbraith 3-ball. No good as Carson Murrah almost gets the rebound. It's stolen as Cannon Ruby knocks it out of his hands and regains possession. 7:02 left here as Sternberg now has the basketball here on the right-hand side. Sternberg looking side to side, looking to Feeney. Feeney looking over back to Cannon Ruby. Ruby on the left-hand side as he goes back to Sternberg, top of the key. Sternberg with the basketball here on the right-hand side. 6:45 left here in the third quarter. Now to number 33, that is Whithoff. Whithoff looking side to side as he now goes top of the key and now reverses his way down into the paint off to Sternberg. Sternberg puts it up for 2, trips himself, and no go, and no goal either. A.J. Butler back the other way as he quickly tries to get ahead and off the glass. No, it falls off the side of the rim. There's going to be a foul. Who's it going to be on? 24, that is going to be on Tyler Ingalls. That's going to be his second. And going to the line is going to be A.J. Butler. A.J. uncharacteristically has no points in the first half. And normally whenever you have an Indians victory, usually both Nolan Causey and A.J. Butler have points in the first half. There's his first point of the game right there. He is 1 for 1 so far from the charity stripe. That'll bring out number 24, that's Tyler Ingalls, as he takes a seat. Apparently he got elbowed a little bit. And A.J. Butler's second shot, and misses off the back of the rim. Cannon Ruby with the basketball. 6:20 left here in the third quarter. The 2:19 is the score as Ingalls takes the basket. Not Ingalls, I'm sorry. That is Whithoff. Whithoff from the 3. No, it's off the back of the rim. A.J. Butler gets the rebound. 6:05 left as he crosses the timeline, down the paint, and off a little shot. Good for 2. A.J. Butler, just as we mentioned, he's scoreless so far in the first half. Comes back with an immediate 3 points. A free throw and the bucket. Cannon Ruby with the basketball. Now looking over here to Whithoff. Whithoff looking side to side. Goes into Sternberg. Sternberg at the free throw line. Down into the paint. Spins. Goes up, and he's fouled. Who was that on? Was that on Murrah or was that on? Yes, it's on Murrah. And that is going to be his 4th foul. We saw how good he was at Waltonville with 4 fouls. We'll have to hope he keeps much of the same here. Shot is up and good for Sternberg. And once again, as I mentioned, Murrah is replaced by Evan Sanders. As I mentioned earlier, in the second quarter, the Steelville Warriors could go 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, but they could not go 2 for 2. This time Sternberg does, and he breaks the mold. 5:40 left here in the third quarter as it's 34-21. Johnson City with a opportunity here. Rice in the far right corner as he finds Galbraith here on the left side. Galbraith looking side to side on the baseline. Can't do anything with it. Goes back over to Nolan Causey. Causey dribbles between his legs. Back here on the left-hand side. And he dribbles back up top of the key. Resetting. 3-ball. No good as A.J. Butler puts up the ball and he's fouled. A.J. Butler got that rebound and immediately put it back up. Fouls on number 5. That's going to be on Newby, and that is going to be his second, team's third. A.J. Butler will go to the line and shoot 2 shots again. Shot is up and good as he makes the first of 2. 5:16 left here in the third quarter as A.J. Butler gets 2 shots. Shot is up and good. He is 2 for 2 and 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. He's got 5 points in the game now. After being scoreless in the first half, Nolan Causey with the basketball, guarding Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball, now down to Whithoff. Whithoff looking side to side, goes back up to Newby. Newby back to Whithoff between the circles, top of the key. And volley is knocked back over to Cannon Ruby as Ruby on the left-hand side looks, dribbles, and goes, and there's a foul. It's going to be on number 3. That is Nolan Causey. Causey gets his first, team second. And into the ball game is 44. That is Brown. And Steelville looking, and he finds Sternberg off the glass. No, he missed it. And a tip back from Galbraith, and he was able to score. Actually, they're gonna give that to Sternberg as Nolan Causey takes a 3. Rebounded by Rice. Rice spins, puts it up for 2. Seth Rice gets up for 2. As they're going to give that to Sternberg, and Sternberg has more points up on the board. Now back to Steelville. Steelville back here the other way. 4:25 left here in the third quarter. 36-25 is the score. Just Johnson City trails here at this point. Now back over. Looking over to Brown. Brown with the basketball. Now to Sternberg. Now to Cannon Ruby. Ruby looking side to side at the free throw line. Jump shot. No. It's rebounded by A.J. Butler. Butler with the rebound as he comes quickly. 4:07 left here in the third quarter. Down into the paint. Going up for 2. Off the glass. No good. Ball is and A.J. Butler didn't touch the inbounds before he went back out of bounds. And they did not allow that. That would have been nice, him having his own rebound after being tipped from Steelville. But he did not touch inbounds before he did it. Brown with the basketball coming quickly back the other way as they throw it into Sternberg. Sternberg goes up for 2, and he's fouled. Is that on Galbraith? No, it's not. A.J. Butler, that's going to be on his third, team's third. And Sternberg goes back to the line to see if he can keep the 2 for 2 up, or he makes the first. He's made 3 in a row now. Can he make 4 in a row? We'll see. Shot is up and good. He does make 4 in a row. Wow. Keep the free throws away from that guy. 3:52 left here in the third quarter. Johnson City trails here as Galbraith loses the basketball, and it is regained by Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball going back the other way for Steelville as he holds up and now finds Newby. Newby goes into Sternberg. Sternberg off the glass. No good as it's too hard and off the front of the rim. A.J. Butler comes up with a rebound for Johnson City as he goes down into the paint and loses possession of the basketball to Noah Feeney. Feeney goes ahead to Brown. Brown with the basketball as he goes back up top of the key. Now back to Noah Feeney here on the right-hand side. He loses the basketball as he wasn't paying attention. Galbraith with the basketball as he gets pushed going out of bounds. And there's no shot. It's going to be on the floor. And that foul is going to be, I believe, on 44. It's going to be on Brown. That's going to be his first, team's fourth. Into the ball game, replacing Brown comes number. He bent over, so I can't see his jersey. And Galbraith gets the inbound as I believe that's 23 Ingles. Galbraith with the basketball, back over to A.J. Butler, Butler, and there's a foul. And it's going to be on. .33 is what they're calling it. That is Whithoff. That's going to be his fourth. And A.J. Butler will go to the line to shoot 2. And it is 5 fouls now, so that is 2-shot territory for Johnson City for the rest of these 3 minutes. A.J. Butler first shot up, and no good. It's off the right side of the rim. Sitting down is Whithoff as he has 4 fouls. Shot is up and good as A.J. Butler turning it on. He's got 6 points here in the third quarter alone. Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball going back over and is knocked out of bounds by Johnson City. 3 minutes left here in the third. 38-26, 12-point deficit as Johnson City trying to fight back here. And back to Sternberg. Sternberg going to Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball, top of the key to Sternberg. Sternberg tries to throw it up. No good. Evan Sanders comes up with the rebound and off to A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball. 2:50 left here in the third as Butler goes down the lane, gets fouled and hacked as he will go back to the line to shoot two. Fouls on number 5. That's on Newby. It's going to be his third. And we're still shooting two. A.J. Butler going up for another two. Shot is up and good as he makes the first. 38-27. Can he make it a 10-point ball game? 2:46 left here in the third. Shot is up and good. He does make it a 10-point ball game. It's 38-28. Johnson City fighting back from the charity stripe here in the third quarter. Cannon Ruby, and there is Nolan Causey is asking about keeping the arms distance, but he's called for the second foul. And second foul, fourth team foul. So Steelville is also to the line for shooting. Cannon Ruby out of bounds for Steelville. There is the inbounds pass. It goes to number 2. That is Trey Ingles. Trey Ingles goes over to Newby. Newby back to Ingles on the far left side. Ingles looking side to side now. Back over here to Newby. Newby goes to Ruby. Newby looking side to side to Sternberg. Sternberg at the free throw line. He gives it off to Newby. Newby trying to get down low. Can't do it as he comes back up top of the key. 2:20 left here in the third quarter as it's a 10-point deficit for Johnson City. And it's almost a stolen ball as as Newby regains possession. Steelville calls a timeout. We will take one as well. Steelville 38, Johnson City 28. We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
IBEW Local 702, an international brotherhood of electrical workers, has more than 4,500 members. Working men and women in hard hats, steel-toed boots, and leather gloves scattered throughout the heartland. Making a living while making the heartland a better place to live. IBEW Local 702 represents construction workers, tree trimmers, broadcast engineering, telephone company, and power utility personnel. IBEW Local 702 with offices in West Frankfort.
As we come back to the ball game, 2:12 left here in the third quarter. It is 38-28. Steelville currently leads by 10. Here in third quarter action, inbound pass. It goes to Brown. Brown goes down to Ruby. Ruby going up for two off the glass, and it's good. Ruby's scoring drought is canceled as he scores there. And now back the other way is Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. As it is now traded off to Sanders. Sanders to Galbraith. Galbraith three ball, no good. Galbraith gets his own tip as Sanders almost regains possession, and it's tipped into the hands of Cannon Ruby. Ruby with the basketball as he crosses the timeline over here to number 2. That is Trey Ingles. Ingles goes up off the glass, no good. Rebounded is down by A.J. Butler. Butler throws it ahead to Nolan Causey. No, stolen by Cannon Ruby. Ruby back the other way as he sidesteps. Evan Sanders goes up for the layup. No good as Ruby gets his own rebound. Goes up for 2. He's fouled. There is foul on. They're going to call on Seth Rice. That is going to be his first. Team's 5th. Going to the line to shoot 2. Is number 23, that is Cannon Ruby. He misses his first. Minute 23 left here in the third quarter, 40-28, 12-point deficit for Johnson City. Shot is up and no good. Rebound by A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball as he crosses the timeline. 1:18 left here in the third. At the free throw line, back over to Nolan Causey here on the left-hand side. Causey, top of the key between the circles as he throws over to Seth Rice on the right-hand side. Now back down, and there's a kick, and it'll be out of bounds for Johnson City. Minute 7 left here in the third quarter. 40-28 is the score as the Indians are out of bounds. Looking inbounds to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball as he goes down. Little two-stepper off the glass, no good. He's pushed to the floor, and there is no call from the referee. Cannon Ruby with the basketball. It's a 5-on-3 going down to Brown. Brown over to Ingles. Ingles up for 2. And he scores as he had the back door. Inbound back to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball. It throws it back over to Galbraith, and the pass is knocked out of bounds by Steelville. It'll be Johnson City basketball. 43.4 seconds left here in the third quarter. 42-28 is the score, as it is a 14-point lead for Steelville. Nolan Causey gets it into A.J. Butler. Butler with the basketball. 40 seconds left. Goes baseline and gets it up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Cannon Ruby. Cannon Ruby with the basketball now. Thrown ahead to Brown. Brown looking side to side. Goes back over here to Ingles. Trey Ingles looking side to side as he tries to dribble right and pass. Goes into the hands of Nolan Causey. And there's a foul on Cannon Ruby. Cannon Ruby is going to be... I have that as his, yes, it is his second. Sorry, looking at the wrong player there. And back to the line is Nolan Causey. He is going to shoot two. 22.2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Shot is missed off the front of the rim. Moore and Trey Johnson come into the basketball game, giving Galbraith and A.J. Butler a quick breather before the fourth quarter. Nolan Causey back to the line for his second shot. Shot is up and good. He makes 1 for 2, and he is 2 for 6 in this ball game. Cannon Ruby with the basketball for Steelville. 17 seconds left across the timeline, and Ruby back up top of the key between the circles. 12 seconds left as he tries to push off Nolan Causey again. Back down into the paint. A little hooker. It's no good. And now Brown saves it from going out of bounds. 2 seconds. 1 second. And it is no good. And it will be the Steelville Warriors 42, Johnson City 29. We'll be right back. Fourth quarter action upcoming. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
We back our promise. Here at Country Financial, we back our promises by thousands of employees and agents around the corner and across the country. Since 1925, we've been offering a helpful hand to our customers, providing superior services and a great value for their insurance dollars. Real people, real answers, real quick. That's Country Financial. Call Natasha Stearns and Marion at 618-997-9442. That's 618-997-9442.
And back to the third quarter, getting ready to be fourth quarter action starting here as Johnson City trails 42-29. And doing some quick math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 19. We are 2, 4, 6, 7. So we are 10 for 19 from the charity stripe. The Steelville Warriors are 10 for 16 currently from the free throw line. As we go back to action here in just a second, it'll be Johnson City basketball out of bounds. At halftime, the Steelville Panthers are beating the Anna Jonesboro Wildcats 27-23. And taking a look at a couple others. The Twitterverse doesn't like me right now, so inbounded to Nolan Causey. Causey with the basketball as he looks now over to Galbraith. Galbraith with the basketball at the free throw line, down into the paint, up for two, off the glass, no good. Evan Sanders with the rebound. With the putback, it's good. Evan Sanders. He scores two. He'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Who is the foul on? It's on number 41. That is Sternberg. That is his third. And that is the team's first of the half. Sorry, of the quarter, excuse me. Sanders at the line. There is the shot, and no good. It's too strong off the back of the rim. And into the hands of Cannon Ruby now, as it came from Bockhorn. Now the Ruby now looks over to the far side of the court as he's looking for Noah Feeney. No, he throws it back over. Looking over to the far side of the court now, back here. Trying to get that penetration, trying to get it over to number 33. That is Nathan Whithoff as he goes to Ingles, Tyler Ingles. Now back over to Feeney. Noah Feeney for three. Good. Noah Feeney scores three. And 7:10 left here on the fourth quarter clock. Nolan Causey with the basketball. Goes over to Seth Rice. Now back to Evan Sanders, top of the key. Goes into Noah Causey. Causey off the baseline. On the glass. Good for two. Nolan Causey scores two. He'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Foul is who? 23? That is Cannon Ruby. That is going to be his third, team second of the quarter. Now Nolan Causey back to the line, and no good. It bounces out as it hits the front of the rim, back of the rim, and then the backboard. 6:53 left here in the fourth quarter. 45-33 is the score as Johnson City trails here. Now goes back over to number 33. That is Nathan Whithoff. Back to Sternberg at the line, the free throw line, Back to Cannon Ruby. Can't make the free throw, but he'll shoot 2 shots. Fouls on Sanders, Evan Sanders. That'll be his first, team's first. Sorry, his third, team's first. 6:40 left here in the fourth quarter. As Cannon Ruby will go back to the line, shooting his first shots since the beginning of the third quarter. Shot is up and no good. It bounces off the back of the rim. 6:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Johnson City trails by 12. Shot is up and good as he makes his second of 2. Nolan Causey with the basketball. 6:35 left, crossing the timeline. And going over to the right-hand side to Seth Rice. Rice with the basketball to Sanders, top of the key. Now back over to Nolan Causey here on the left-hand side to Galbraith, top of the key. Long 3-ball, good! Wade Galbraith, his first points of the night. Great to see him scoring. 6:18 left here as Galbraith with the basketball looking, and he calls the reach in from Galbraith. That'll be Galbraith's 4th foul. It'll be team's 2nd foul of the 4th quarter. And Ruby inbounds to Sternberg. Sternberg looking side to side. He gets it to Ruby. Ruby, top of the key between the circles. As he backs up near half court. A stolen ball by Galbraith. Galbraith going coast to coast as he throws it behind him, or it was tipped by Steelville. I couldn't tell which. Now Ruby goes down into the paint, up off the glass, no good. Sternberg with the putback, good. Sternberg with the putback, he scores. 5:48 left here as A.J. Butler takes it coast to coast and scores himself. A.J. Butler wasting no time and absolutely going coast to coast, demolishing it. It's back to a 10-point deficit, 48-38. 5:33 left here in the fourth quarter as number 33, that is Nathan Whithoff. Goes back over here to number 24, Tyler Ingles. Ingles and tries to get it inside of Ruby, and Ruby gets knocked down. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds for Steelville as number 24, Tyler Ingles, is set. He's out of bounds, gets it into Sternberg. Sternberg tries to get it back into Brown. Brown no good. He got it that time. Nathan Whithoff, he scores 2. It's his first 2 points of the ball game. 5:15 left here in the fourth quarter. 3-ball by Nolan Causey, no good. It's off the back of the rim as Noah Feeney gets the basketball. And there is Coach Scott Brzezinski telling him to give back, play some defense. And once again, Whithoff with the basketball here on the right-hand side. Whithoff taking it down to the baseline. Nope, he throws it back over, and it goes to Noah Feeney. Feeney with the basketball down into Ruby. Ruby with the basketball now, looking side to side, goes baseline, tries to find the open man, can't do it, goes back up to Noah Feeney. 3-ball, good. Wow. Noah Feeney has been untouchable on that 3-point shot, and Coach Scott Brzezinski takes a timeout. 4:39 left here in the fourth quarter. It is 53-38. We will be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
You need a new house? Yep. How about an add-on? Yep. Does your roof need replaced? Yep. How about just repaired? Yep. J. Odell Construction can meet all your needs. Give them a call today at 618-993-3334. That's 618-993-3334. With 3 generations, J. Odell Construction is ready for any project. Residential and commercial, licensed, bonded, and insured.
There's never a convenient time for an illness or injury. That's why Express Care on Halfway Road is now open and you can walk right in. No appointment needed. From a sore throat or chest congestion to care for a sprain or strain, we're here for you 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Heartland Regional Medical Group Express Care, making it easier to get the care you need when you need it. Located in Marion, on the Hill.
we go with the inbound pass from Johnston City. Seth Rice throws in to Nolan Causey as Causey goes back up top of the key between the circles. Over to Seth Rice on the right-hand side, out to Galbraith. Galbraith feeds it back over to Nolan Causey. Causey with a basketball here on the left-hand side as he throws it over to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Throws it over to A.J. Butler. Butler gets fouled. Foul's going to be on 33. It's going to be Nathan Whiffhoff, and that's going to be his 5th foul as he fouls out with just 2 points on the board. A.J. Butler will go back to the line to shoot 2. Shot is up and good. Excuse me. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. Got a little bit of dust in my nose. No good on the second. And he'll have a 3rd shot. Back again. Here we go. 4:21 left in the 4th quarter. Shot is good. And he went 2 for 3 that time from the charity stripe. 12 points up on the board for A.J. Butler. Now with the basketball is Newby. Newby with the basketball here on the right-hand side for Steelville. Top of the key between the circles. Going to the left-hand side to Noah Feeney. Feeney with the basketball. Feeds it down to Ruby. Ruby goes up for 2 off the glass. Fouled, and it's good. Kenneth Ruby scores 2. He'll get a chance at the old-fashioned 3-point play. That foul was on number 3. That is Nolan Causey. That's his 3rd. Team's 3rd. Carson Murrah and Wade Galbraith coming back in, replacing Trey Johnson and Evan Sanders. Kalen Ruby goes back to the line. 4:04 left here in the 4th quarter. It's good. And he makes the old-fashioned 3-point play. Nolan Causey with a basketball, crossing the timeline. 4 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Now back over to Rice. Rice down to Galbraith. To Murrah. Murrah, a little jump shot from the free throw line. Carson Murrah. He's got 9 points on the night so far, as now Steelville comes back the other way over to number 24. That is Trey Ingles. That is Tyler Ingles. Ball is knocked out of bounds, thrown away by Steelville, and their head coach is not happy with that one. 3:36 left here in the 4th quarter. 56-42, a 14-point lead for the Warriors over your Johnson City Indians. Nolan Causey gets the inbound pass from Rice. 3:33 left here in the 4th quarter. A.J. Butler now with the basketball here on the left-hand side to Carson Murrah. Murrah feeds it back down into Nolan Causey. Off the glass, good for 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Indians coming alive late here in the 4th quarter. Ruby with the basketball going coast to coast, feeds it off to Sternberg off the glass, no good. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. It is off of Sternberg, and they're going to give it back to Johnson City. Once again, the Steelville coach is not happy about the call. .3:11 left here in the 4th quarter, 56-44. Now just a 12-point lead for the Steelville Warriors. Nolan Causey with the basketball over to Seth Rice on the right-hand side. Back to Galbraith, top of the key. Galbraith 3-ball. Nope, it's a little short as the ball is rebounded by Murrah. Murrah back out to A.J. Butler. Long 3-ball off the back of the rim as it's now into the hands of Nolan Causey, and there's going to be a foul. It's on 23, Cannon Ruby. They're going to say it was a push as he went to go rebound the ball. And that's going to be his 4th. Cannon Ruby with 24 points up on the board. That would be a dagger in Steelville for him to foul out this evening. 2:52 left here in the 4th quarter. Inbound to Galbraith. Galbraith with the basketball. Top of the key between the circles as he throws it back over here to A.J. Butler. Butler 3-ball. No good as Murrah tries to fight for the ball. Cannot. And Cannon Ruby comes up with the loose ball. Now back over to Ingles. Ingles over to Noah Feeney. Feeney with the 3-ball. No good as he has missed his first 3-pointer tonight. And he's made every other one that he has attempted. Now looking over to the far side to Tyler Ingles. Ingles with the basketball. Now down as he throws back over to number 5. That's Newby. Newby back over to Noah Feeney, top of the key. 2:17 left here, and there's a foul. Seth Rice has a few to give up, so he'll put another one up on the board. That is his second foul. That'll be the 15th foul. We're going to the line to shoot anyway. Trey Johnson and Evan Sanders will come back in, replacing Galbraith and Carson Murrah. 2:16 left here in the fourth quarter, 56-44 inbounded. And since that was an offensive foul, I'm sorry, it was the team's fourth foul, not fifth foul. I apologize. I misspoke on that one. Foul. Nolan Causey, they're going to give him his fourth foul as Carson Ruby shooting another two from the charity stripe. It's up and good. Kaylin Ruby making another one. Update to the score, end of three quarters, Panthers 42, Wildcats 36. That is from Anna Jonesboro. Anna Jonesboro getting beat in the third quarter, and second is good. And now Noah Causey with the basketball as he throws it over to A.J. Butler. Butler beyond the three-point line. Nope. As he gets a strong defense being double-teamed over to Galbraith. Galbraith finds Rice. Rice, three ball, no good, off the side of the rim. As it goes, the rebound goes to Newby. Newby with the basketball, minute 15 left here as he crosses the timeline. Dribbling side to side. There's going to be a reach in for A.J. Butler, and he had no other choice but to do that to stop the clock. And he's got four fouls. Going to the line is going to be number 5, Newby. And he'll go to the line for his first time tonight. Shot from Newby is good. He makes the first. 59-44 is the score here at Johnson City High School. And with the rebound comes Steelville. Steelville with the basketball as Ruby dribbles it down here to the baseline. He goes up, and there's going to be it's going to be a foul call on the baseline. And who's it going to be? If it's going to be on Murrah, yes it is. That's going to be his fifth foul. Going out with 9 points, Carson Murrah. One of our big guys down low. He's been making an impact late here in the season. And I love to see it as Ruby will go back to the line to shoot 2. Makes his first. And coming into the ball game is number 1. That's Rednauer. And that's going to be for Sternberg. Sternberg is replaced as Ruby shoots and makes it. And for the shooter, that is number 2. That is Trey Ingles. Minute 35 left here in the fourth quarter. As Johnson City throws back over to Galbraith. Galbraith three ball, no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by A.J. Butler. He's fouled. It goes off the glass and in. It's good. A.J. Butler scores 2. He'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. That was on number 40. That is Noah Feeney. That's his second. It'll be 2 shots for the rest of the game, the rest of the minute 25. It's up on the clock. Shot is up and good by A.J. Butler. And now Trey Ingles takes the basketball. That's Valet that takes the basketball. There's a foul. Who's going to be on? That's A.J. Butler. He fouls out. And that is going to be fouling out with, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 points here tonight in the effort. And that's all in the second half. Shot is up, and Valet misses the first. Valet misses the first. See if he can make the second. Minute 19 left here in the fourth quarter. 61-47 is the score. 14-point deficit for the Tribe. Shot is up and good, make it a 15-point deficit for the Indians. Nolan Causey with the basketball over to Trey Johnson, now over to Evan Sanders. Sanders goes up off the glass, good for two. Evan Sanders scores two. Brings it back down to a 13-point deficit. Now back over and goes to, there's a travel, and it's on Rednauer. He did not have control of the ball as he took steps down the court. Minute 4 left here in the fourth quarter. 62-49. As the inbound to Nolan Causey. Causey, and he throws it back over here to Seth Rice. Rice goes over to Trey Johnson. Johnson looking side to side, trying to get it back. He gets to Seth Rice, top of the key. Now over to Nolan Causey. Causey finds Trey Johnson down on the baseline, up for two. Good. Trey Johnson scores. And Coach Scott presents he wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. 50.9 seconds left here on the fourth quarter clock. 62-51. We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
SIU Credit Union checking accounts just got better. Not only can you earn interest with free checking accounts with e-statements on balances over $1,000, but now earn SIUC rewards with your debit card. With this brand new free program, you'll earn points on everyday debit card purchases to exchange for cash back, discounts at local retailers, gift cards, and more. Open with just $25 and no monthly fees when you sign up for e-statements. Plus, access over 85,000 free ATMs nationwide. Apply at SIUCU.org today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
Steelville with a foul inbounded to Cannon Ruby, and Ruby will be fouled as its foul is on Sanders. That's going to be his fourth. And we go back to the other line to shoot two. It'll once again be Cannon Ruby going back to the line. 48.3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter as it is 62-51. Shot is up and good as it bounces off the front of the rim, back of the rim, and then falls. 48.3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 63-51, a 12-point deficit against the Tribe. Shot is up and no good as the ball comes down to number 3, that's Valet, and there's going to be a jump ball called to be in possession of Steelville. Steelville will be out of bounds. And they're saying, yes, it is Steelville's possession. I think they were getting ready to give it to Johnson City, and they misread the arrow is what it was. Seth Rice with the steal on the inbound, throws it ahead to Noah Causey. Causey floats it into Sanders. Sanders up off the glass, no good. It's too light, and the rebound comes down to Galbraith. Nope, it is kicked as the ball gets out of bounds, and it was touched by a Steelville player, number 24. That is Tyler Ingalls. And it'll be Johnson City ball out of bounds. 33.6 seconds left. 12-point deficit here. Nolan Causey with the basketball. Top of the key between the circles. Down into the paint. Up off the glass. Good for two. Nolan Causey scores two. And Coach Scott Brzezinski wants another timeout. Taking a full timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
There's never a convenient time for an illness or injury. That's why Express Care on Halfway Road is now open and you can walk right in. No appointment needed. From a sore throat or chest congestion to care for a sprain or strain, we're here for you 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Heartland Regional Medical Group Express Care, making it easier to get the care you need when you need it. Located in Marion, on the Hill.
We back our promise. Here at Country Financial, we back our promises by thousands of employees and agents around the corner and across the country. Since 1925, we've been offering a helpful hand to our customers, providing superior services and a great value for their insurance dollars. Real people, real answers, real quick. That's Country Financial. Call Natasha Stearns in Marion at 618-997-9442. That's 618-997-9442.
And we are back here as There is some argument from Steelville about what you're supposed to be doing on the play, and there's going to be a foul called. It's going to be on Galbraith, and that's going to be his 5th foul. Wade Galbraith fouling out as Moore is being sent in to replace him. And going to the free throw line to shoot 2 is going to be Noah Feeney. 25.9 seconds left here on the 4th quarter clock. Shot is up and good from Noah Feeney. As we mentioned earlier, his 3-point shot is on point. He'd missed the first one here in the 4th quarter for the first time. He made every other attempt. Misses the second free throw, and I guess I must have jinxed him on the way talking about that. Nolan Causey 3-pointer, no good off the front of the rim. Seth Rice puts it back out to Evan Sanders. Sanders on the baseline, hook shot, no good, as the rebound comes down to number 3, Valet. Valet with the basketball as he holds it up. 7 seconds left now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be the ball game. Johnston City 53 falls to Steelville 64. We will be right back. You're listening to the legendary WGGH.
IBEW Local 702 and International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers has more than 4,500 members. Working men and women in hard hats, steel-toed boots, and leather gloves scattered throughout the heartland. Making a living while making the heartland a better place to live. IBEW Local 702 represents construction workers, tree trimmers, broadcast engineering, telephone company, and power utility personnel. IBEW Local 702 with offices in West Frankfort.
Bandy's Drugs has been a big part of Johnston City since 1970. Not only is Bandy's Johnston City's hometown pharmacy, they carry a variety of gifts, including Yankee candles for all seasons. Gary and Tammy Bandy know Johnston City. They support not only Johnston City athletics, but the community as a whole. Give them a call at 618-983-8272 or visit them at 905 Grand Avenue in Johnston City. That's Bandy's Drugs in Johnston City. Roll Tribe.
In a galaxy far, far away,
Actually, in Marion.
there was a threat to all mankind.
Well, maybe not all mankind.
A computer was about to explode.
Okay, so maybe not explode, but there was a computer on the fritz. Same difference.
Fortunately, the sci-fi guy was close by. He heard his number being dialed.